What's going on, guys? PXCam20 back again with a brand new video. We are here at Suzuka, my favorite racetrack, and look who just got back into the A+ gang. Thank you very much. It took me such a long time to get back up here. It took me about a week and a half to just do grinding, but I don't know, I feel like I've been a headspace right now. Like, I've been able to do really well on a lot of my races, been a lot more patient with my moves, knowing a little bit more when to overtake, when not to overtake, when to defend, when to let a car go. And I feel like I've just been perfecting my racecraft in the past week and a half. But I don't know, you guys be the judge of that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Anyways, on this race we only have a 147.2. I've been trying to get it down to a 146 or at least a 145, but I don't know how you aliens are doing it and getting it down to 145. So I'm really jelly about that. I need to get it down to the 145 if I want to start competing with a lot of you guys. But we're gonna see what we could do here. We're only in 5th place, 4 cars ahead of us. We could probably get a win here if we can push and just do everything correctly, get our strategy right, and avoid all the troubles. So if you guys really enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the videos. It really helps out the channel when you guys do so. I don't want to waste any more of your time. Let's jump straight into it. Jumping into our race now, we get our 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Immediately we're going to get into the slipstream of 4th place and see if that can pull us up here, because the slipstream is just so powerful with these cars. Gonna see if we can get close enough to pull off a Senna going to turn number 1 on lap number 1, but you can see we're just way too far back to do anything there. So we're just going to follow along right here, stay in a single file, use our normal racing lines. Still way too early to do anything crazy now, as we still have to get tire pressure into our tires, and we don't want to do anything stupid here. It's still really early in the race. 10 laps around this track, 2 minutes a lap. Do the math right there for the race time, but it's a very long race. You have to have a lot of patience and just kind of be aware of what you're doing here. Don't want to do too overly aggressive of a move, because if you do that, you can easily get a penalty. But not only that, you could abuse that track limit and accidentally spin out by clipping the grass or clipping that AstroTurf on the outside. So onto the hairpin. The gray Nissan got a really wide entrance, and that actually prevailed for him, as he got a really good entrance on or exit off of the hairpin. Side by side with the yellow Nissan. Now they're going into it, going into spoon curve. One of them is going to have to give here, going to spoon curve side by side. Usually never works out. The yellow one bumps out the gray Nissan, and he gets a 1 second penalty for the itty bitty contact. So thank you so much, GT Sport. As we jump into the replay here, you see them make a little bit of contact before spoon curve and then make more contact in the middle of spoon curve, and hard hitter gets a 1 second penalty. Bruh. So venturing off more into the race, going down the straight, we're staying right behind hard hitter as we're in the slipstream. He's going to take a little peek on the inside going to 130R, but thinks twice about that, as you don't want to try to make a very late move into 130R. Can be disastrous here as we head into the chicane for the first time. Abusing that track limit, making sure we don't go too wide off, as the yellow car goes very wide. Hard hitter almost makes contact with the inside wall, and after changing a pair of pants, we're able to capitalize on his mistake, and we are now promoted into 4th place. So playing the patience game, I'm telling you guys, just be patient around here. Try to see if you can push the car ahead of you into a mistake, and that usually prevails really well for you if you are just trying to get around here and get a good finish on this race. So heading to 130R once again. The 3rd place car decided this is a rallycross race and puts all 4 tires below the white line, and in doing so he gets a penalty here, half a second penalty. I can be okay with that. That's going to benefit us once we go back into the penalty zone. So he's going to have to service half a second penalty. We just have to be at least a second behind him, because where the penalty zone is, it's really bad. If you just get like a half a second penalty, that equates to about 1 second. And if you get like a 1 second penalty, it equates to almost 2 seconds, just because you lose so much time. And it's a straight, so you have to regain that speed, and everyone else is already almost at top end speed. So you guys will get a good example here now as we head into spoon curve once again. Staying right behind the Nissan, goes a little bit narrow into the corner, so got a little bit loose, and that allows us to pull up to him just ever so slightly as we go into the penalty zone. And there is that half a second penalty that honestly is more like a 1 second penalty in full effect right there. and we are able to push our way into the podium. So really haven't had to do much racing here. Just keep it on the track. And again, like I said, just be very, very patient with this. You don't want to abuse these tires, especially if you're going to try to do a one-stop. If you're going to do a two-stop, then yeah, push the car as much as you can. But do it in a way where you know that you have the limit and you're not going to push yourself out too wide, because the track limits on this track, it is extreme on this track. So just make sure you know where your safe spot is and just keep around that pace here now as we head into 130R into the chicane. We're on lap 4 here as side by side goes the Mexican, the Canadian, but the Mexican has to let go of that, and in doing so he loses time to us. So we're all over his rear bumper. We're in the slipstream. We're gonna take a peek on the inside. Decided to defend us a little bit, but we're gonna go into the slipstream once again. He's got the slipstream from the Canadian, so we're not gonna be able to go alongside of him going to turn number 1. We're just gonna fall right behind him here, and nobody came into the pits here. So by that understanding, it looks like nobody's gonna be doing a two-stop unless someone does a 5-4 on the softs and then a final lap stint on the medium. So that could be possible here, but usually when people don't come in on lap number 4, then that means that it is going to be a one-stop race. So again, strategy just really up to what your race situation is. If you see a couple guys coming in for a two-stop and you know you're going to come out with no traffic, maybe try the two-stop out. But if you know that you're going to come out in traffic and nobody comes in on lap number 4, we should try doing the one-stop here, as the traffic can definitely kill you on this race. As heading to the chicane once again, we're gonna see if anyone comes in, and it looks like the Mexican's gonna come in, so we're gonna follow right behind him. The Canadian actually stays out, so that's pretty interesting that the Canadian stayed out. Mexican comes out on the soft tires, so it looks like he's gonna do the two-stop game. So he's gonna do a lap 5, lap 9, and then switch off to the mediums on lap number 9. Could see that how much time he was actually able to pull away from us, is he's able to increase the gap from about half a second to a second to about 2 seconds. So first place Canadian comes into the pits. Where is he going to come out here as we cross the start finish line? Watching him coming out of the pits, he is right in front of us, and it looks like we're not going to be able to make up the time and get the undercut on him, but we still do have better medium tires. So since we do have better medium tires, we could possibly close the gap right here, since he's struggling on these cold medium tires. He's looking like the F1 cars at Istanbul right now. And going through the S, you can see he's just getting very, very squirrely. And all that squirreliness is really allowing us to catch up to him as we now jump up into lap number 8. He has now the heat in the tires, so it is going to be a little bit difficult for us to try to catch up to him. We just have to go off of raw pace here and hope that we're just faster than him on the race pace, as he actually takes a very narrow entrance going to turn number 2, and that ruins his exit here. So little mistake there, very costly mistake. Mistakes on this track, since these cars go so fast, you're able to just make up about maybe like 4/10 or even 3/10 if someone does like a little, even the slightest margin of mistake. So you can see right here that we're able to catch up to him, but we accidentally make a mistake going into Dunlop curve, and that is going to cost us about 3/4 right there as we head into Degner 1 and Degner 2. Into Degner 2, we were able to close the gap a little bit on about 2/10 right there, and we're now starting to pull up to him closer and closer as each and every corner winds down here. Heading to the hairpin, we're staying right behind him and get a little bit of wheel spin off the corner, but he goes straight into the grass. Not a good game move right there, but we're able to stay right behind him, and in doing so, we're going to be in the slipstream. So only 4/10 here, getting closer and closer as we make a very late lunge into Spoon Curve, and I'm pretty sure that scared him as he takes a very narrow entrance off of Spoon Curve. And you can see right there that on the exit, he goes into that green nasty stuff, and he gets a really bad exit as he's swerving left and right, trying to clean off his tires. That's not going to work. We're going to be able to capitalize on his mistake and get an overtake on the outside and hold our position here as we go into 130R. Taking a peek right behind us to see what he's going to do here. He decides to not make a move onto the inside, but he gets very close to our rear bumper, and we're able to complete the overtake now. We are promoted into second place. So now we have 2 laps left. Can we catch up to the Mexican, since he still has to come into the pits and switch off to his medium? But can see right here, he comes in from the soft, switch off to mediums, and he has about a 7.5 second lead. But once he comes out the pit, we're going to see what the actual delta is, and it looks like it's going to be a little too far here. So on the final lap, on the final sector, we just have to defend our third place position, or second place position here, as third place is very, very close. Takes a little peek onto the inside, but it's just too far back to make the overtake. And so all we have to do is just make sure that we don't screw up coming off the final corner, and we switch it off to the inside. We get our second place, so we were able to get a good finish here after starting all the way back in 5th place. Just playing the patience game. Once again, we basically did no overtakes. We just stayed right behind the guys, waited for them to make mistakes, capitalized on them, and just run our normal race time and our normal race pace. So again, that is a strategy, in my opinion, around this track. If you guys want to get a good finish, just run your race. Don't push the car more than what it needs to be pushed. And also know your strategy. Just be aware about that. If you guys want to do the 1-stop or the 2-stop, or if you want to do the no-stop, be my guest on that. If you guys are able to make that work, show me a video of that. But anyways, hope you guys really enjoyed the content. If you guys did, again, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. And if you guys want to follow me on the Twitters or on Instagram, follow me on there as well. And if you guys really enjoyed the video, I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace out.